internet, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to finally start setting up my main Hobonichi Weeks for 2025. You might have not seen this particular planner when I did my Hobonichi haul because I ordered one that was soft instead by accident. I don't know how I made that mistake, but I made it. And I actually really prefer the hard covers and I like the cotton covers instead. So that's why I decided to place a small order and just get everything here. I also got another pen, but I'm not really including it because I have already so many pens. So I thought I would just show you guys what I got and just kind of do a very rough initial setup of the planner. I don't really have a lot of things I put into this particular planner. So as I mentioned in my whole video, this is more my daily driver planner. I put pretty much everything I need to do when it comes to, say, running stuff I do online and some personal appointments. And it's just, the reason I really love it is because it is so thin, lightweight, so I can throw it in a bag, I can take it with me anywhere, and it always has stuff that I'm working on the go, especially if I need to just like take notes when I'm out or have running to-do lists. This is pretty much my main driver. I do have other planners for my day job and then other wellness, fitness sort of stuff, but I would say out of all the planners, this is really the main one. And the reason I'm so excited to film this one is because it probably will get heavily used in 2025 because I am going on maternity leave. So I don't know when this video goes out in comparison to my main channel, but I am currently pregnant with my second child. At the time of filming this video, I will be 35 weeks, so I'm getting very close to the end now. But all these videos that are related to my pregnancy, there won't be very many. I think I only filmed a few. They're gonna go out once the baby's here. I'm just that sort of person that I'd rather announce my pregnancy or previous pregnancy baby once everything is safe and done. You will see that for the majority of this planner, I will be I'll show you. I'll be marking it out as not going to work. That's why a lot of the year won't be work-related stuff. I think I go back to work. I'm still working at the moment as filming this, but when you see this video, I will be well into maternity leave. I go back around November next year, 2025. So yeah, the majority of the year I will be looking after a baby and also a toddler, which will be a new experience for me. Gosh, I don't know why, but this like little pamphlet that they include with all the planners this year kind of scares me. I think I'm watching too much Criminal Minds, but it like freaks me out. So this is the planner. I love it. It's so thin. I think it's because I'm so used to my 2024 planners, which are much thicker with a lot of stuff in them. So it's just so fresh and new. This is the plastic sleeve I purchased for it. There were a couple, oops, sorry, I don't know if that was annoyingly loud. There were a couple of different designs, but I don't know, this one seemed like the most cutesy, most fun. It looks like it was yellow, right? But it's actually clear. And every year I like to get a new one for my Hobonichi Weeks. Just more, I guess they're like almost collectibles in a way. Oh yeah, and you get this little thing here, which I never really use, to be honest. Yeah, every year I get whatever limited edition or unique sleeve they come out with for the Hobonichi Weeks. They usually have a few, and I'll pick one that I think resonates with me the most, and then that will be my sleeve for the year. I love it. I've been doing this for like years now, so it's a nice collector edition. I also picked this up. I don't know if I intend to use it, but I don't have one like this at the moment, so I thought it might be fun to just see what it will be like. Like, I think I could probably like put it at the back of my planner or something, and then just have it like here, and then I can walk around with the pens. Ooh, this is nice. So it's like a little pencil case, the divider, and then a sleeve here as well for pens. I don't know, I might find it annoying because it'll be like always at the back, but I'll see. I thought it would be a nice addition just to try. Not that I intend to move around a lot in 2025 because I know that for at least the first few months, I'm probably just going to be homebound for the most part. But as the new baby grows, hopefully we'll get to go out more, travel more a little bit. It's also, to me, it's so unpredictable because I know that when I first had my first child, I was able to like center my entire life around them and that I wouldn't go out, just do whatever made them comfortable. But now I have two, so I still need to do whatever makes sense for my toddler, and get the baby to follow around. So it will be a journey. Oh, and by the way, I am hoping to vlog my maternity leave. I'm thinking I will probably put those vlogs on this channel. Sorry if the light is... Anyways, I'm kind of depending on natural light at the moment, so it might go in and out the clouds. But I'm hoping to... Sorry, I'm so out of breath because I don't have a lot of lung capacity right now. But I'm really hoping to vlog the whole 12 months. I'm taking 12 months off for maternity leave. I want to try to vlog it, and I think I might upload it on this channel just because I think the majority of those videos will be centered around how I'm still running the sticker shop, filming videos, content creation, all that sort of stuff whilst on maternity leave. And I just have a lot more freedom around that. So yeah, that's the plan right now, but I have no idea. We will just see, and I will upload when it makes sense. But I hope also this makes a lot of sense as to why I took such an extensive break from videos in general. Around April on my vlog channel, I said that I wasn't feeling good and I needed to take time off. That was because I was in the thrusts of my first trimester and I was so sick. It was, oh my gosh. You know what? I'm going to stop setting this up and I'll keep talking. So the 3 pens I'm going to use today, pretty simple. I have my Pilot Juice in black 0.38. I love this one. I've been using it for years. This is probably like my 4th or 5th ink refill. I have my mild liner in gray, which I like to use to mark out certain days of the week. And then this one is Uni Emote 0.4. I don't know the color name, it doesn't say anywhere, but I like to use this to note down public holidays. So those are the 3 that I'll be using to set up. I obviously over the year will use many more pens, but I like these ones for setting up purposes. Okay, I'm going to be doing just a really rough setup. So in terms of like decorating and stickers and all that sort of stuff, I don't really have any plans for that yet. This planner is pretty pen heavy and sticker light, whereas my other planners tend to be sticker heavy. I just prefer it that way, but I can change my mind and I may decide to add more stickers later on. But right now I'm just going to set it up with pen and see how I go. So I don't really know what I want to use this monthly section for. I tried using it to track, what did I use it for this year? Let me just grab my current planner. Okay, you can see in my current planner, I intended to use it as a fitness tracker, so different type of workouts that I wanted to do, and it lasted pretty well for the first part of the year. Then I felt pregnant. I found out I was pregnant at around end of March, you can see, and there was a dramatic drop off of any sort of exercise, and now I'm filming this pretty much in November. It's going out in December. I haven't done anything like that. It's not that I've stopped filling it out. I just haven't done any exercise because I have just been nauseous for the first 20 weeks of the pregnancy, and then after that I was physically getting too big and really all I could do was walk. Part of it is also because I got diagnosed with gestational diabetes again this pregnancy, and so I was much more focused on my diet instead of trying to schedule workouts and trying to manage work and like my sticker shop and toddler and yes, everything. So I'm hoping that this will become an exercise tracker for next year, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to leave it for now in case I want to use it for something else. I might use it to track something with the new baby. I just want to keep it flexible. So for that reason, I'm going to intentionally leave it. And I will start in January. I like starting from January and completing in December for my planners. I know some people like to start a bit earlier. It's just not my preference. Okay, so I'm just going to fill it out and I'll explain what I'm doing and then just chat as I go along. So yeah, I mentioned that a big reason I basically stopped content creation, which was a similar reason last time. I think back in 2021 and start of 2022, I also just kind of fell off the face of the earth when it came to content creation. And I've never usually done that. A biggest reason for that was just because I was pregnant, and for some reason pregnancy does not agree with me. I feel like I see some people who just They said, I've never felt more beautiful and I love being pregnant. And I'm like, no, I wish I could be like that, but I am not that person. I pretty much found out I was pregnant when I was about 4.5 weeks. And when I tell people I'm pregnant, one of the first things they ask me is, was it planned? Yes, this was very planned. All the pregnancies have all been very planned. I'm not, I very, very planned and very, very wanted. So I fell pregnant pretty fast this round, which I was kind of shocked, because if you've been following my journey at all, you'll know that I struggled quite a lot with my first pregnancy. I had a miscarriage initially, and then it took me over a year until I could fall pregnant again. We kind of got to a stage where we were considering fertility treatments, but I also had reached a mental stage where I wasn't sure whether I could go through the stress of it, because at the time I was already 37. Yeah, at the time of my first, I guess my second pregnancy, I was already 37 years old, and I just thought, this might be just the universe saying that it's over and just to move on to the next chapter of my life, which I was very, obviously very sad about, but also thinking maybe that was just for the best. And then I fell pregnant. And obviously so happy, and that was my son, who I refer to as Bubs or Bubbles, because that was the nickname we gave him when I was pregnant with him. And then in my mind, every time I thought about family planning, I've always known that I wanted to have 2 children. It might have been because I'm from a household of 2 kids. I have a sibling myself. Tobias is from a household of 3 kids. So we've always grown up with siblings, and it's been something that we're very, not just used to, but something we value personally. So in my mind, I always thought that I would have 2, but because it took me so long and it was so difficult to conceive the first, I kind of also thought it wouldn't happen. So by the way, I blanked out the days that are not relevant to January, and then all the days that have the little gray markers on them, those are the days that I'm not going to work because I'm on mat leave. So pretty much every month up until November, this is what I'm going to do. So you'll see me doing a lot of this graying out. And then what I'm going to do next is I'm going to use this pen to mark down public holidays. So New Year's, I'm not sure if it's coming up very clearly, but last year you can see I kind of used like an orange pen, which looked a little clearer, and I wanted a purple blue pen to kind of match the cover better this year, so that's why I've gone with that. And then we have Australia Day on the 26th, but that's Sunday, which means it probably means 27th will be a public holiday. So I'll go, the thickness on this is a little bit thicker than the orange, so I don't know if I can fit it all in blue. I don't know, it's not coming up super clear. I wonder if I should switch back to the orange one, just because some of the Hobonichi by default is red. You know what, I'll just stick with the blue for now. Just change it up. So yeah, we thought that we would take a long time to conceive this next child, or it might not happen at all. And by the time we decided like the timing, because of the age gap we wanted, I was already 40. I'm 40 right now, and I will be 40 when this baby arrives, and then very quickly, like literally probably in a couple of days, I'll turn 41. So I thought, okay, if I'm going to try falling pregnant at 40, statistically the chances are really low. We struggled so much with the first, it's probably not going to happen, and I don't really want to be trying for children when I'm 41, 2, 3, 4, like it could just go on forever. There had to be like a stop at some point. So we agreed that I would try, well, we would try, not just me, obviously, for my 40, like when I'm 40. And if by the time I turned 41, we hadn't conceived, then that's the universe telling us that we were supposed to only have 1 child. It was just like, I don't know, luck. Second time, fell pregnant. And I just don't know how that happened. I just feel very lucky. I'll just say that. I feel incredibly lucky. It's my mom's birthday and Faye's birthday is on the 22nd. So that has been the start of the pregnancy. And then, yeah, I took about 20 weeks of the first part of the pregnancy. So I found out I was pregnant about 4.5 weeks. I felt no symptoms. I was just testing the day before I expected my period. And so I tested and it came back positive, which me and Tobias were like shocked. I'm like, are you serious? Like, he thought I was joking. I'm like, why would I joke about something like this? There's no way I would joke about something like this. So we were obviously really happy. And then like instantly, if you've experienced losses before, the happiness very quickly turns into dread, because you just get very nervous that you hope it sticks, but what if it doesn't? And if it doesn't, then the trauma of having to go through the miscarriage. And you obviously hope that if you are going to miscarry, it happens early so that it's just a heavy period. But if you miscarry, sorry, I don't know if I needed to put trigger warnings. I will mention some of this stuff in the description. Yeah, if you have a loss further along in the pregnancy, I would say by the time a heartbeat can be detected. From my research, and I haven't, because my miscarriage was a chemical pregnancy, so it happened at 5 weeks, you can experience a lot more discomfort, a lot more pain, and you will actually have clots and stuff like that. I think I had a few clots, but mine, I feel like in the grand scheme of things that could have happened, I was very, very lucky that it wasn't anything too severe. But it does rob you of the joy of early pregnancy or pregnancy in general, because you're just constantly worried something's going to go wrong. So that's kind of how Tobias and I were at the start once we found out we were pregnant. So I only told my very, 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 very close family and friends, which was just a handful of people, because part of it is I share pretty much everything with these people. But I also knew that if I did experience a miscarriage, they would be the same people I'd lean on for emotional support. So I told them, and they knew I was worried, and they were just very reassuring. And yeah, kind of kept it under wraps. I didn't start to experience any symptoms until about week 5, midweek 5, when I could start to feel the nausea coming in. And I was prepared for it because I did experience quite a strong level of nausea for the first pregnancy. But I was not prepared for it to be so bad. I thought that maybe it wouldn't be as bad the second time round. No, it was much, much worse. I was losing way more weight, and I was not keeping things down, and I was throwing up multiple times a day, to the point where I was just exhausted because I had no energy left, no food in me. So that was not a great experience. And the nausea lasted for 16 weeks, my first pregnancy. This time round, it lasted for 20 weeks. I don't think there's anything. I think we have JT's birthday. And I think that's pretty much it in February. Oh, actually, I have to figure out, when is Lunar New Year for 2025? Lunar New Year. 5. Oh, it's in January. Okay, let's go back. 29th. Lunar New Year. Okay. Man, so that will be the year of the snake, I think, starting. Oh yeah, so that's kind of cool because it wasn't planned, but this baby is going to be a dragon. I never thought I would have a dragon. My paternal, yeah, my father's side, my grandmother was a tiger and my grandfather was a dragon. And so Bubs is a tiger, and I call her Buttons. It's a girl, by the way, the second baby. I call her Buttons, and she's a dragon. So I thought that was such a cool correlation to my family history. But yeah, she'll be born in the year of the dragon. So first 20 weeks, that's when I pretty much had to stop doing all my content creation because I couldn't do anything. I barely survived going to work. I had to like take a lot of time off. And it was hard because I didn't want to tell anyone at work. I think in the end, by about week 9, I caved and I told my manager because I just was so sick and I just needed to work from home more often so I could be near a bathroom to throw up. And then some days I just needed the day off so I could lay on the couch and do nothing. And that is basically the first half of the pregnancy. I was just lying down a lot, just feeling so sick. By the time I hit week 2021, I had already been diagnosed with diabetes. Because I had it in the last pregnancy, they tested me 10 weeks earlier at week 18. And unfortunately, I did test positive again. So I was disappointed because I thought that maybe I would escape it this time around because I've been so much healthier with my carbohydrate, glucose intake. I've been more physically active whilst looking after a toddler. I had hope that things would be better, but no, it didn't turn out that way. But it's okay because I understood exactly what I needed to do. I'm on diet control at the moment, so no insulin needed, thankfully, which I feel very lucky about. And I knew exactly what things I could and couldn't eat just right off the bat. So I've been fortunate so far. I mean, obviously I miss carbs and sugars, but I know that all that will come back once I deliver. So I know that very quickly it just goes back to normal. So I'm not too concerned. Oh, I went over the line there. But once I stopped feeling nauseous, I started feeling extremely heavy. I don't know whether it's because my core muscles are not very strong, but I definitely struggled a lot physically. Like I was showing much sooner. I struggled to walk and move. Sorry, I know it just stopped recording there. I've just started it up again. I've had to like wear this like belt much sooner to try and support my bump because it's been much heavier. So that has all been very challenging, but and that's also another reason why I decided, okay, content creation may have to take a back seat for a while because I'm just physically exhausted every day. And I have to manage my diet, and I still have to run the household, I still have to go to work, I still have to do so many things that any normal person would have to do, but just pregnant. So all the public holidays for 2025, so I can put those in as well. But I think March we only have Labor Day, and you may be wondering, why am I putting public holidays in? I'm not going to work anyways. It's because it will impact Tobias's schedule, so that's why I want to be across it. Also, any play groups, swimming classes, things will impact that, so that's why I want to be across it too. All right, let's go into April. Because what time is it? I need to speed this up. So that's pretty much it so far. I think I feel pretty caught up. I don't know. I haven't mentioned it at all, and I haven't said anything online. So really, the only way to know is if you watch any of my videos. Although I might announce it on Instagram as well. But yeah, for the most part, I've just felt like very busy just getting ready for this next phase of life because we're now becoming a family of 4, and I don't know what life is like with 2 young children. I have only heard that it is very hectic, but I'm sure we will figure it out because, as my doctor loves to tell me every time I get really stressed out, she's like, Celina, you're not the only person who has 2 children. People have been having more than 2 kids for generations now, and she's right. So things will just work out somehow. But I'm hoping that now that I'm mentally... Oh, and by the way, yeah, that's the other thing that I forgot to mention in any of my videos. I had a lot of anxiety in my pregnancy, but in my last pregnancy, that's right. A lot of anxiety in my last pregnancy. I had a lot of therapy that I had to go through. I have been fantastic in this pregnancy. I have still felt the feelings that I experienced in my last pregnancy in terms of I can feel the anxiety, but I'm very conscious of it now. And so it's not really impacted me despite me having the feelings inside, if that makes sense. And I know that I can sort of tell when it's coming on or when I'm going through a bad episode, and I will intentionally do things to kind of help manage it better. So for example, right now, especially towards the end, I know I'm very anxious because, well, delivery's coming up. That's always a scary thing to go through. I'm going to have a massive life change with a new baby. I'm going to have to try and help Bubs adjust to a new sibling, and knowing that he won't have our undivided attention anymore. And yeah, I just don't know how I'll cope, but I'm hoping that it will work out. But I know that I'm very anxious, so I know that I'm intentionally doing things like allowing myself to spend more time coloring or watercoloring, or giving myself a budget and letting myself buy more things than I normally would. Like, I'm just very conscious that these little outlets help manage my anxiety more. They may not be the healthiest way to manage my anxiety, but it does help manage my anxiety better. And so I just allow it to happen, knowing the reason behind it, and it helps. So I think that's been how I've been managing my anxiety more this time around. Oh, Easter Monday is also my brother's birthday. How cool. And then any other birthdays in April? No, we do have Anzac Day. Anzac Day. So this is gonna, oh man, this period here, I think it's school holidays as well. Guarantee any flights or anything you book around this time are gonna be super expensive. Oh yeah, and my cousin's birthday is here. I think that's everything for April. I mentioned I've actually done a bit of a sit down talking video about the pregnancy, more from a surface level, because I spent more time in the video talking about the societal pressures of having children, which I don't know why I felt the need to film that, but I feel very strongly about that sort of stuff because it plagued me for so many years, and I feel relieved from it now because I'm at the end of my childbearing years, if that makes sense. Like, I don't intend to have any more children. I don't, if anything, I think I'm about to be entering perimenopause. If not, I might already be in perimenopause, because I think that starts in your late 30s, early 40s. And so the next major life thing for me in terms of my body and health is probably menopause. So definitely children are not really it anymore, but I spent so many years of my youth, basically ever since I met Tobias when I was 19, stressing about whether to have kids or not, and having so many people say things and sway me and all sorts of stuff. And it bothers me a lot that women feel this societal pressure to have children, or to like, I don't know, to kind of like share their journey and share like what they intend to do. And if it doesn't align with whoever they're talking to, then they're like criticized for it. And that bothers me a lot, especially now that I know I'm about to have a girl. I would hate for her to feel any sort of pressure to have kids, or not have kids, or I just don't want her to feel pressure. I just want her to do what makes her happy, and then everyone can just mind their own business. So I kind of went on a tangent of that because it has plagued me for a long time, and I've experienced a lot of pressure, not just from my family being from a more like Asian background, but just in general, you know, just from work, from friends. I've actually had to end a friendship that I really loved because they were so critical of my like children parenting journey as to whether it would happen or not. And I was like, I can't believe this is a thing, but yeah, I just can't believe that someone could have such strong opinions that would try to affect me so much. So it's a thing, unfortunately, that a lot of women have to go through. Okay, the only thing in May is Violet's birthday. Otherwise, I don't think there's anything else. So I'll just jump straight to June. June is definitely a busy month. It is Bub's birthday. He'll be turning 3, which is crazy. I'm still getting over the fact that he's a 2-year-old. Like, I still have videos and everything of him being a baby from the hospital, just a baby, just such an innocent little baby, and now he's like a toddler really going through it with us at the moment. Very defiant, very strong-willed, and loves to push boundaries, which I have been told and read is very normal for someone his age. But yeah, dealing with all of that whilst not feeling well, being pregnant, all those sort of things, it has been a very interesting challenge. But I wouldn't have it any other way. And then June is also Tobias's birthday. I didn't include, we have a holiday already booked in, mostly because it's with friends, but I think it's actually in April. I haven't put the dates down because I'm actually not quite sure yet. I mean, I know what they are, I have to go look them up, but I'll put them in after the fact. But we're planning to go to the Grampians, which will be really nice and also terrifying because I think at that point I will have a 4 or 5 month old and a toddler, and I will have to drive for several hours to get there, but I am up for the challenge. One of the things I really wanted to start doing more of was traveling more again, now that we have our whole family and everything feels very like settled, I guess. Like, no more major life-changing plans. We're just going to enjoy our little family of 4 and see where the road takes us. So I'm keen to actually get into a new sort of travel norm with our children. I actually thought we weren't going to travel as much at all once we had kids. Like, that was a big reason why I just assumed that we would have to travel a lot before having children. But I have found that I have traveled just as much, if not more, now that I have a child. And I think that's going to happen with this one as well, because Tobias and I we just love travel so much, and we want to share that with our children. It's definitely different. It's definitely not as comfortable at all, like not even close to being nearly as comfortable as what it used to be. But it's very fulfilling in a different way, and re-experiencing the world through the eyes of a child is just so magical. Okay, so that was June. So I'm trying to pick up the pace because I realized I've been filming for a while now and I don't have a lot of time left. Unlike before, when I didn't have children, I could take all morning, afternoon filming and it would be like not a big deal. But Tobias has taken Pubs to the post office just to drop off some orders. I'm just not able to do the walk down to the post office as easily as I used to, because I have to use the bathroom every 20 minutes being this pregnant now. So he kindly, it's a nice day today, so he said let's just go out and he's going to take him. But once they're back I have to stop filming because I have to start preparing dinner. So I'm like, okay, let's try and knock this out as soon as possible. And so I'm very sorry if the video starts to feel a little rushed, but it's pretty much the only time I have at this point to get this done. So July, what is happening in July? Actually, don't know. There's no public holidays. I know that June always feels like the last port of call for public holidays if you live in Victoria, because you have King's birth. It's still weird to me to say King's birthday. I'm so used to saying Queen's birthday. I grew up saying Queen's birthday, and it's only recently now it's King's birthday. But I guess I should get used to that because if anything, there's only going to be kings in the future at the moment, with Prince Charles and Prince William and Prince George, I think is William's child. So it's probably just going to be kings from now on. But I don't have anything July. I'm like looking at my old planner just to see if I've missed anything, but like I see nothing. So I'm just going to flip to August. I think the next public holiday would be in September, where we take a day off so people can prep for the grand final, AFL grand final, which is Aussie Rules, Aussie Football League. I think that's what it stands for. Still makes me laugh so hard to think that we take an official public holiday, just Victoria, not the rest of the state, sorry, the rest of the country, just Victoria, to celebrate some really odd things like grand final weekend and then Melbourne Cup for horse racing, which I don't really watch the Melbourne Cup, I just enjoy the day off. But I still find it strange that those are the reasons we decided to take public holidays. But you know what? Once I'm back at work, I'll take whatever I can get. I do not mind at all. So August. There's no public holidays in August, but I think the only thing I've got is our anniversary, which is insane. It'll be 22 years in 2025. Yeah, 22 years. Oh my goodness. And 22 years together. We celebrate that because we've been together for so long, and then we got married on our 13th anniversary, lucky number 13. So it will be 9 years married in August, and it'll be the first anniversary where we have our whole family, which is so cool. All right. September, we're almost there, guys, getting towards the end of the year. So I just looked up the government website. There is no date yet for the AFL Grand Final weekend. It is usually somewhere here, the 26th, but they announce the date usually on the year, so I'm just not going to put it down until the date is officially mentioned. I think I'm going to try planning so we want to try to do more travel, as I said, in 2025, but I'm going to wait until the baby is here just to kind of get a feel for what it's like first. I don't want to be booking a whole bunch of stuff and then realizing things aren't going to work out the way I thought, and then having to cancel and potentially get some refunds or not get refunds. But I think I'll probably try my best to plan them around public holidays just to save on Tobias's leave, because the plan is that I will be taking 12 months off, which, by the way, I don't get paid for the 12 months. I think some people, when they hear me say 12 months, it's amazing that your job would do that. I mean, quite honestly, it is amazing that my job would let me take that much time off and hold my job for me. But I only get paid for, I think, 3 months, which is still amazing in comparison to America. Every time I hear about the maternity leave in America, I'm just shocked how bad it is. So I'm still super lucky that I get the time off. No, but nothing to write down. I'll just move on to the next month. Oh, I will say Halloween in October. But then after my 12 months, Tobias will take 6 months off. So his company is very, very modernized and very supportive of parents. So that way we have a total of like 18 months at home with our children, which I know I'm so lucky to be able to say that. And I'm just like, I know it's going to be hectic, obviously, but I'm just looking forward to creating so many memories as a family, because we basically did the same thing with Bubs. We took 18 months off with him when he was here, and it was some of the best times of my life. Like, I still look back on it, I'm like, literally best time of my life. Yes, we missed out on a lot of income. Yes, our careers take a hit, but I know that when I look back on my life, when I'm like in my 60s or 70s, I'm not going to regret taking the time off or losing all that income or having my career set back, but I would regret not having time with my children when they were still young. And I think I'm just lucky that I have not only the career that allows me to do that, but I live in the country that allows me to do that. Was I feel so sad for a lot of people who don't have that option at all. That literally breaks my heart. Okay. Although now that I'm setting up this planner, I'm realizing how fast 12 months is gonna go. And before I know it, I'll be back at work and the grind all over again with no more maternity leave to look forward to. Okay. October, was there anything besides Halloween? Nope. No events, nothing. I'm worried I'm missing some people's birthdays, but I think their birthdays are coming in December, that's why. And then I know that there's like Black Friday and all that stuff. But I don't think I need to... I'm not going to put that down just yet because I don't actually know when Black Friday is. Oh man, I can't believe Black Friday is coming up. Like, by the time you see this, obviously it's past. And I will have nothing planned this year for Black Friday because I'm just too busy having a baby. But maybe I'll plan it for 2025. That will probably be pretty good to do that. Ugh. I can tell that I'm like rushing because my lines are not as straight, but it is what it is. And I think Melbourne Cup is probably on the 4th. It's always the first Tuesday of November. So it'll be on the 4th this year. Well, not this year, 2025. Oh, what am I doing? Oh my gosh, I need to erase that. Okay, sorry. I got carried away. I was like going crazy, but I realized that the 7th of November is actually the last day of my maternity leave. And this is the week I go back to work. So, yeah. I'm just gonna keep going. Melbourne Cup. Okay. By the way, if you use mild liners and you want to erase it very quickly, ooh, if you want to, just use a bit of, like, I use a bit of water and just rub it out, and then it takes the pigment off very quickly. So that's a trick. I think the only thing in November is Melbourne Cup, and then I start back at work. But I'm not quite sure what my work schedule is going to be like, because right now I do work part-time. I work part-time hours, but I, you know, work the full 5 days. I just cram them into a small amount of days. So I'm probably going to do the same thing when I start in November. But this last maternity leave, they asked me to start 2 weeks sooner than my actual date. So I guess this time could change, but I'm just going to leave it as it is because that is all I know right now. And then just move on to December. I'm hoping actually when I start it will be pretty relaxed because I'm starting so close to the end of the year when most people are wrapping up to go take long extensive holidays or breaks, Christmas breaks. So I feel like hopefully I can ease in back to work without too much stress and then really hit the ground running in 2026. Yes, that's the plan. That's my mental plan. But I don't know how that's going to play out. So, public holidays for sure. I'll mark those out. Definitely these two, Christmas and Boxing Day. Christmas Day and Boxing Day are guaranteed public holidays. And then I have my niece's birthday. So I'll put down her birthday here. And then my birthday, which would be a Saturday. And then my dad's birthday. He's a week after mine. And I think those are the birthdays that I had left that I hadn't accounted for. And obviously I don't know when baby girl's birthday is yet, but it's either going to be sometime in November, potentially December. Who knows? She will decide when. So that is pretty much it. I don't really intend to set up any of the weeks yet. I set those up when I start because it's much more functional. So it's usually the month that I set up. So I just wanted to go through the year. And yeah, I I'm so excited for 2025. I'm scared, I'm terrified, and I can't believe that it's already 2025. I just thought we started 2024 not that long ago. But that is my setup video. If you want to see updates of this planner throughout the year, then be sure to follow me on Instagram. I will post snapshots here and there, but you might not see a ton of this because it's such a functional planner. I feel like people find it boring on Instagram, and so I tend to show them my more interesting planners. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. This is Celina reporting from my room. Back to you, internet.